welcome my dear students. So in the previous class, so you have learnt different types of softwares uh, which are system softwares and application softwares with examples. So you have also learnt architecture of simplified instructional computer. That is architecture of SIC you have learned. So today you will learn about the architecture of the machine architecture of SIC/XE. Okay, what you will learn today? You will learn the machine architecture of SIC/XE. So SIC/XE is the extended model of simplified instructional computer. SIC/XE is the extended model of simplified instructional computer. So SIC/XE consists of, as usual, 7 components. So SIC/XE also consists of the 7 components. So first one is memory, second one is register, next third one is data formats, fourth component is instruction formats, fifth component is addressing modes, okay, and sixth component is instruction set, and seventh component is input and output. So these are the 7 components of SIC/XE. Okay. So what about memory? First component is memory. So SIC/XE has 2 raised to 20 equals 1 megabyte of memory. So SIC/XE has how much memory? SIC/XE has 2 raised to 20 bytes, which is equal to 1 megabyte of memory. So as in case of SIC, so in SIC/XE also, memory is organized into memory locations. In SIC/XE also, the memory is organized into memory locations. Each memory location can store 1 byte of data. Okay, memory is organized into memory locations. Each memory location store 1 byte of data. Each memory location stores 1 byte, that is 8 bits of data. Next, 3 consecutive bytes of memory location form one word. 3 consecutive byte of memory locations form one word. So therefore we can say memory structure of SIC/XE is similar to SIC. Memory structure of SIC/XE extended model is similar to SIC. The only thing is you have more memory here. You have 2 raised to 20 bytes, that is 1 megabyte of memory. Next, registers. Okay, registers. Wow. So, right? So registers available for SIC, registers available for simplified instructional computer are also available for SIC extended model, SIC/XE. Okay. So now you are learning about the registers of SIC/XE, registers of extended model of simplified instructional computer. So SIC/XE, that is registers available for SIC, registers available for simplified instructional computer are also available for SIC/XE. You know which are the registers available for SIC? Register A, register X, register L, program counter, and status word register. So these are the 5 registers which are available for SIC. The same 5 registers can be used by the extended model SIC/XE. In addition to that, SIC/XE provides the following registers. In addition to that, SIC/XE provides these following registers. You can remember as BSTF. You remember this? BSTF. That is SIC/XE has 4 additional registers. So first one is base registers. Its mnemonic is B. This register is used to store the address of the memory location. Base register B. So its number is 3. 3 is the register number for the base register. Next you have general working register. So its mnemonic is S. It is used to store the data that is used in arithmetic computations. The register number is 4. Next, another general working register whose mnemonic is T, and its register number is 5. So this is also used for to store data that can be used for arithmetic operations. Next we have a 48-bit floating point register. Okay, then you have a 48-bit floating point register which can be used to store floating point numbers. So its mnemonic is F and the register number is 6. Okay, so in addition to the 5 registers of SIC/XE has 4 additional registers. So registers S and T, they are general working registers. They are meant only for storing the data. They cannot be used as accumulator. They cannot be used as accumulator to store the result. Okay. So for example, add registers. Add or means add registers. Register S is a general working register. Register A is accumulator. We can call register A is accumulator. Okay. The content of accumulator and the content of register S is added, and the result is stored in the accumulator, not register S. Register S and register T cannot be used as accumulator. Only register A will be used as accumulator. So here compare 2 registers. Alright, 2 registers are compared. Register X and register T are compared. Based on that, the status word register is initialized with the condition code values. So compare register X, register T. The values of these 2 registers are compared. Okay, and based on whether register X is greater than register T, register X is less than register T, value of register X is equal to register T. Based on that, status word register stores the condition code values. So these registers R and S and T are they are meant for only storing the data. They cannot be used as accumulators. Only register A is meant for accumulator. Okay. Next, data formats. You know data formats of SIC machine, isn't it? Whatever the data formats of SIC machine, that is also followed by SIC/XE. Right? So data formats describe how different type of data are stored. Data formats describe what is the mechanism to store each type of data. Okay? How integer data is stored, how character data is stored, how negative values are stored, like that. Okay? So integer is stored as a 3-byte, that is 24-bit binary number, isn't it? Integer value is stored as a 3-byte or a 24-bit binary number. Character is stored as a 8-bit ASCII equivalent. Negative value is stored as a 2's complement of a number, 24-bit, right? Negative value is stored as a 2's complement of a number, right? To store floating point value, there is a 48-bit floating point register. To store floating point number, there is a 48-bit floating point register whose format is like this. There is a 48-bit floating point register. It especially meant for storing the floating point values. So first bit is meant for sign, right? So if the number is a positive number, so the first bit contains 0. If the number is a negative number, the first bit contains 1. S means sign bit. 0 for positive number, 1 for negative number. So next, 36 bits for storing the fractional part. Floating point number have a fractional part, sign, 1 bit for sign, 36 bit to store the fractional values. Okay, so fractional value will take the value from any, that is normally fractional value, the range of the fractional value is between 0 and 1. The range of the fractional value is 0 and 1. Next, that is 36 bit for is reserved for storing the fraction part, and 11 bits to store the exponent part. 11 bits are meant for storing the exponent part. Okay, so each exponent part is it is an integer value which ranges from 0 to 2047. So 2 raised to 11 is 2048. 2 raised to 11 is 2048. So each integer value occupies, that is 0 to 2047. Okay, instruction formats. So SIC/XE uses one of the following formats. SIC/XE uses one of the following formats to store the instructions. SIC/XE uses one of the following formats, these formats, to store each of the instruction. So first one is called format 1 or 1 byte instructions. So next, second format is format 2 or 2 byte instructions. So third one is format 3 or 3 byte instructions. So fourth one is format 4 or 4 byte instruction. Okay, these instruction formats are important for examination. These instruction formats are important for examination. Okay, so in SIC/XE, instructions are stored in one of the following formats. That is, first one is either format 1 or 1 byte, format 2 or 2 bytes, format 3 or 3 byte, and format 4 or 4 byte. So format 1 instructions are also called 1 byte instruction. So they have only opcode. So format 1 instructions consist of only opcode. Format 1 instructions consist of only opcode. Format 1 instructions consist of only opcode and no operands. Okay. So example is R sub. The instruction capital letter R sub written from subroutine. So format 1 instructions have only opcodes and they do not have the operands. Okay. So format 2 instructions are also called 2 byte instructions. Format 2 instructions are also called 2 byte instructions. So first 8 bits are reserved for storing the opcode. First 8 bits are reserved for storing the opcode, and remaining next 4 bits for storing the register number of the particular register. Next 4 bits are for storing the register number for another register. I think you know what are opcodes, no? I think you know what are opcodes. These are opcodes. So these are opcodes. See here, LDS, LDA. So these are called opcodes. So 8 bits are reserved for storing the opcode. 8 bits are reserved for storing the opcode. And so 4 bits each for storing the register numbers. 4 bits each for storing the register numbers. So register A, its number is I think 0, I think, right? 4 bits is 0 0 0 0. Next register S, its value I think it is 7, I think, I hope it is 7. So it is 8421 means 0 1 1 1 0 1 1, like that. I think understood. This is opcode. So 4 bits are meant for each of the registers. Okay, right? Right. So in format 2 instructions are also called 2 byte instructions. So for format 2 instructions, first byte is reserved for opcode. So next 4 bits are reserved for the register number of the first register. Second next 4 bits are reserved for register number of the another register. So these are the two register operands. So next format 3 instructions are also called 3 byte instructions. Format 3 instructions are also called 3 byte instructions. Okay, 3 byte means 24 bit. You can observe 24 bits, 6 bits plus each of the 6 bits here. 6 bits, 6 plus 6, 12, 12 plus 12, 24. So format 3 instructions are 3 byte or 24 bit instructions. Okay, so in format 3 instructions, 6 bits are reserved for storing the opcode. Okay, so next 6 bits are reserved for storing the addressing modes. Which addressing mode? For each addressing mode, 1 bit is reserved. Almost, right? 1 bit is reserved for storing the each of the addressing modes. So 6 bits are reserved, 5 bits are reserved for the addressing modes, and the 6th bit is reserved to indicate whether the instruction is format 3 or format 4 instruction. So this E bit. So E bit means E bit to indicate whether the instruction is format 3 instruction or a format 4 instruction. So if it is a format 3 instruction, this bit is set to 0. E bit is set to 0 for format 3 instruction, and for format 4 instruction E bit is set to 1. I think it is written here also. So E is equal to 0 for format 3 and E is equal to 1 for format 4. Okay, so these bits indicate what type of addressing mode is followed in the instruction. Addressing mode is used to compute the address of the operand, effective address of the operand. So addressing mode is used to calculate the effective address of the operand. So there are many addressing mode. Okay, so one is a program counter relative addressing mode. So if it is a program counter relative addressing mode, next base register addressing mode. Okay, base addressing mode, next indexed addressing mode, immediate addressing mode, direct addressing mode. So these are the different addressing modes. So which are the addressing modes you have? So you have program counter addressing mode, base addressing mode, indexed addressing mode, indirect addressing mode, and one more thing is simple addressing mode. So these are the different addressing mode based on the what addressing mode is there in the instruction. Okay, what addressing mode is used to calculate the effective address, these bits are set. Okay, so if it is base addressing mode, then B bit is set to 1 and P bit is set to 0. If it is base addressing mode, B equals 1 and P equals 0. If it is if program counter relative addressing mode is followed, P is set to 1 and B is set to 0. Okay, if program counter relative addressing mode is followed, P is set to 1 and B is set to 0. And if indexed addressing mode is followed, X is set to 1. If immediate addressing mode is followed, this I is set to 1. Okay, right? If immediate addressing mode is followed, I is set to 1. Okay, right? And I is set to 1 and N is set to 0. And indirect addressing mode, so N is set to 1 and I is set to 0. Okay. For simple addressing mode, so both are set to 0 or 1. For simple addressing mode, both N and I, they are set to 0 or set to 1. So these bits are meant for addressing mode. So what is the difference between format 3 and format 4 instructions is only the length here. That is, so there is only 12 bits are reserved to store the address here. So here additional 1 byte we get an additional of 1 byte, that is 8 bits. So 12 plus 8, 20. So 20 bits for storing the address. So here 20 bits are reserved for storing the address. What is the difference between format 3 and format 4 instructions? They are almost similar. See here, they are almost similar. That is 6 bits are reserved for opcode. Okay, so remaining 5 bits are reserved for addressing mode. and this sixth bit is to indicate format 3 and format 4 instructions. And here in format 3 instruction, 12 bits are reserved for storing the displacement value, that is the address. And here in format 4 instruction, and 20 bits are reserved for storing the address. Okay, right? So this is about different instruction formats. You also refer the notes, my notes for example instructions. Okay, you also refer the notes for the example for the examples of each type of instructions. Okay, right? So then addressing mode, just now I said already. Okay, addressing mode specify how to calculate the effective address. So if it is base relative addressing mode or base addressing mode, so how the target address is calculated is how the address of the memory location is calculated in the instruction is okay, the content of base address plus displacement. If it is in the case of base relative addressing mode, so how the target address in the case of base relative addressing mode, how the target address is calculated is the content of base register plus displacement. So these content of base registers and displacement, whatever displacement value that is specified here, 100, 200, whatever the value, they are added. And the sum is nothing but the target address. In the case of program counter relative addressing mode, so you know B is set to 0 and P is set to 1. So how the target address? So P is it is not B, it is in the case of program counter addressing mode, the content of program counter contains the address of the next instruction to be executed, you know, right? So in the case of program counter relative addressing mode, so how the target address is calculated is content of program counter plus displacement. In the case of program counter relative addressing mode, how the target address is calculated? Target address is calculated so by adding the content of program counter. It is not B, it is PC. This is content of PC program counter plus displacement. So these two are added to give the address of the memory location in the instruction. Okay. So when base relative addressing mode is used, disp is 12 bits unsigned integer. When base relative addressing mode is used, disp is 12 bits unsigned integer. When program counter relative addressing mode is used, disp is again a 12 bits signed number, signed integer. So direct addressing for format 3 and format 4. So that is for direct addressing. So B equals 0 and P equals 0. Direct addressing. Okay, for indexed addressing, X is set to 1. So it is clearly specified here. For immediate addressing, here. How to use the target receives. For immediate addressing, okay, for immediate addressing, I equals 1, so N equals 0. Okay, so how the target address is calculated is, so target address is used as the operand value. So whatever operand value is there, that is the target address. In immediate addressing, whatever operand value is there, whatever the value specified in the instruction, operand value means whatever value specified in the instruction, that itself is the target address. In indirect addressing, okay, these bits are set like this. For indirect addressing, I equals 0 and N equals 1. Okay. The word that is present in the target address is fetched. In indirect addressing, address is specified in the instruction. The word that is present in the target address is fetched. So value of target address is taken as the address of the operand value. Value of target address is taken as the address of the operand value. In simple addressing mode, okay, so target address is taken as the address of the operand value. So this is about the various addressing modes. Okay. So I will show in the so you see I said different instruction formats, no? Instruction formats. There are four, each instruction comes in one of the four formats. So format 1 instructions, they are also called 1 byte instructions. So in SIC/XC, instructions come in four formats. So format 1 instruction, they are also called 1 byte instructions. So only opcode is present, 8-bit opcode. So only 1 byte is reserved for the instruction. So example is R sub instruction, return from the subroutine. Okay, for every mnemonic opcode, there is an equivalent hexadecimal value. Remember, for R sub, the hexadecimal value is 4C. So each digit is represented as a 4-bit binary number. So each opcode of the instruction or sub, add, subtract, jump, there is an hexadecimal opcode value. Okay, so 4 means 0100 in binary. C means 12, I think, 10A for binary value 10. For decimal value 10, the hexadecimal value is A. For 11 it is B, and for 12 it is C, right? So 84211100. Format 2 instructions. Format 2 instructions, they are also called 2 byte instructions. So observe here, 8 bits is reserved for opcode. So first 4 bits, first and the second 4 bits are reserved for 2 registers. Example is compare instructions. Compare registers. COMPR. Compare A comma S. Okay. So I said that compare instruction, the equivalent hexadecimal code is A0. For compare instruction, the equivalent hexadecimal code is A0. So A means 10. So it is binary equivalent of 10 is 1010. So 0 means 4 zeros. 8 bits for opcode, 8-bit binary. Next, register A, register number of register A is 0. This 004 bit. And register number for register S is, register S is a general purpose register, isn't it? Register S is a general purpose register. Its register number is 4. The binary equivalent is 0100. This is an example of a format 2 instructions. Okay. So format 3 instructions. See, observe here, format 3 instructions. Okay, example of a format 3 instruction is LDA #3. Immediate addressing. This is immediate addressing, because value is specified in the instruction itself. Immediate addressing mode. So LDA, its hexadecimal opcode is 00. For load to accumulator. Load the value 3. Load 3 to accumulator. This instruction, this is operand, immediate operand. Value is specified in the instruction itself. Load value 3 to accumulator. Accumulator means register A. Register A is also called accumulator. Load register 3 to load value 3 to register A, which is accumulator. So the hexadecimal value of LDA is 00, right? I think in format 3 instructions, 6 bits is reserved for opcode. 6 bits is reserved for opcode, not the 8 bits. Okay, so for the first 4 bits 00, next 2 bits, only 2 bits are there, so 2 bits. So next it is immediate addressing mode. So I is set to 1. I means immediate addressing mode. I is set to 1. So all bits are set to 0. So this is an example of immediate addressing mode instruction. Immediate addressing mode instruction, because the value is specified in the instruction itself. Okay, the whatever value specified, it is taken as the target address. Okay, right. And right, 3 load the value 3, and in format 3 instructions 12 bits are reserved for displacement, right? 12 bits are reserved for displacement. That is first 4 bits, next 4 bits, next 4 bits. 12 bits are reserved in format 3 instructions. 12 bits are reserved for displacement. Okay, so first 4 bits zeros, next 4 bits 0, and load 3 value 3. How we represent 3 in binary? 0011. 0011 is a value in binary. This is equivalent object code for this particular instruction. For LDA hash 3, this is the particular object code, 010003. This is called the object code. Okay, so first 4 bits we combine here. So next 4 bits we combine here. 0001, its value is 1 here. So combine each 4 bits and write here. Whatever the value we write here. 0001. Next four zeros 0. This is value 0 0. This value is, this is the object code generated for this particular instruction. The LDA hash 3 is an example of a which type of instruction? It is immediate addressing instruction. Next, format 4 instruction. Format 3 instruction is a 3-byte instruction. Okay, 6 plus 6 plus 12. 12 plus 12. Format 4 instruction is called 4-byte instruction. Format 4 instruction is 3, right? So if since it's the format 3, so this instruction is format 3 instruction, E is set to 0. So this for format 4 instruction, so J sub, this jump to the address whose label is this, jump to read record label, jump to the subroutine read record. J sub means jump to subroutine read record. Okay, this is an example of a format 4 instruction. So you know, format 4 instruction, 6 bits is reserved for opcode, next 5 bits is reserved for addressing mode, next bit is reserved for to specify format 4 instruction. So 6 plus 6 12. So 12 plus remaining 20. So 4 means 8 4 32. This 12 plus 20 bits is reserved for address. So E is equal to 0 for format 3 and E is equal to 1 for format 4 instruction. Okay, right. So E is equal to 1 for format 4 instruction. So this is an example of what type of instruction? See here, J sub RD rec. So jump to the address 1036. So this is an example of a simple addressing mode instruction. This is an example of a simple addressing mode instruction. In the case of simple addressing mode instruction, this I bit, I and N bit. I bit is for immediate addressing, N bit is for indirect addressing. So both are set to 1. This is an example of a simple addressing mode instruction. Okay, so J sub, its equivalent opcode is 48. For 48, J sub, its equivalent code is 48. So 4 means 0100, 4 means 0100, 8 means 8421 code. 8421 code means 1000, 10, 2 more zeros. Only 6 bits are reserved for storing opcode. Only first 2 bits we will write here, 10. Next, this one, see here. So E means E is set to 1 means it's a format 4 instruction. So it is not a program counter addressing mode, no base relative addressing mode, no program counter, no base relative addressing mode, no index addressing mode. This is an example instruction of a simple addressing mode instruction. In simple addressing mode instruction, both